Evolution has literally been scientifically proven. Do you think you know more than our teachers and other experts?
A lot of experts disagree with the theory of evolution.
Once again, biased creation pseudoscience doesn't count.
Why does the creation bias matter, but the evolution bias doesn't? All scientists have biases. If you look at a piece of evidence having already decided evolution is a fact, you're going to find a way to make it point to evolution regardless. In 2019, over 1,000 PhD-holding scientists signed a statement saying they no longer found neo-Darwinian evolution to be scientifically plausible.
And professors face extreme pressures to conform to 150-year-old evolutionary beliefs, even though advances in chemistry, biology, and cell function all pose big challenges against the ideas of evolution.
New discoveries in evolution, even discoveries that end up being exaggerated or inaccurate, bring millions of dollars in notoriety to scientists and museums alike.
Where's your proof that these evolutionary discoveries are inaccurate?
Well, for starters, over 200 supposed ape-men have been overturned. Then there's the famous Piltdown Man fraud. Scientists were so certain that this was an ape-to-human transition, they put it on the front cover of evolutionary textbooks. But the whole thing turned out to be a fraud.
And there's many lesser known mistakes and frauds in human evolution. Prometheus, STW53, Lucy, Turkana Boy, Homo habilis, the Tong Child, Ramapithecus, and others.
Okay, I get it. So they've made some mistakes, but that doesn't change the fact that there are many other solid fossils showing evolution.
Like what?
Archaeopteryx.
Increasing disagreements among the evolutionary experts. Archaeopteryx lacks transitional features, and some experts say it was just a perching bird. And Archaeopteryx actually appears in the fossil record after supposed modern birds.
Coelacanth?
Thought to have gone extinct millions of years before the dinosaurs, before some fishermen in 1938 caught one. And it hadn't changed one bit over the supposed millions of years of evolution.
How do I know who to trust?
I think it's time we look at the evidence for ourselves instead of just reading the interpretation from our textbook. When we see these pictures of full ape-men, it's often very different from what the actual fossils showed. When we look at the actual fossils, we see that there was a lot of imagination and guesswork at play.
And sometimes when I read an article that doesn't include the data, I'll Google what it's saying. For example, in 2021, BBC published an article about Littlefoot saying its skull size was not much smaller than a modern human's. But when I Googled the skull size, it was 408 cc, while the average modern human skull is 1,200 cc. Saying it wasn't much smaller than a modern human's was totally misleading.
So you're saying your belief's not about God, it's about looking further than the surface level science?
Well, my belief in the God of the Bible is foundational to my worldview. But a solid case against evolution can be made solely from a mathematical and scientific standpoint. Creation isn't a less scientific view than evolution. In fact, it's more scientific. And the more I study science, the more my awe of God increases as our powerful creator.